All right, starting to weld. Ended up deciding to tack and do my root with TIG. Seems to be working okay. And now, starting 7018. That is peeling off there just nice. Awesome. So that seems like it's burning in pretty good. Happy with that. Happy with my settings. So I'll just keep on going, lap after lap. All right, just got her done. Did me a little cover pass there. Got it cleaned up. Got a little undercut here and there, but all in all, I think that's gonna hold. Pretty happy with that. That'll do the trick. So next step will be to flip it around and do that side. But that'll be another day. It's, as you can see outside there, pretty dark. Time to go home and get some supper. That's it for tonight. Okay, a little more progress. Had a couple more hours today, so I got the second one all welded in. Got them both ground off somewhat flat. Did as best I could with the flat grinder method to true that up. It's looking not too bad. Undoubtedly, it won't be perfectly flat, and obviously there's a few little gaps and stuff around there from welding, but I'm gonna say that's all pathways for grease. That's intentional. So yeah, we'll call that good. Both sides are welded up. I chased out a little crack on that side that I found, kind of same places where the one on this side was. And these were kind of pinched together, I guess, from installing the bucket over time. Kind of bent in a little bit. So when I went to, I put a jack in there to kind of push that apart. When I did that, it revealed a crack up in there. You can kind of see that. It's not very good light there. But anyway, I got that one welded up too. So yeah, real happy. One less crack that I'll have to fix somewhere else down the road. What's left? So I guess next step is to set up the line boring machine again, punch out my inside diameter there, get that set up for those bushings, get those bushings pressed in, and boy, bushings pressed in. Next step is install it on the machine. Crossing things off the list. That is a good feeling. So yeah, let's do that, but let's do it another day because it's nighttime. I need to go have supper. All right. Talk to you tomorrow. Okay, so I lied. I didn't go home. I just had to get this set up here, get ready for tomorrow. Got her all strapped down onto the mill. Got the boring bar in. Everything is looking beautiful, except I was taking a look at this side and something was just looking slightly off. I don't know if you can tell, but anyway, I mentioned that I found a crack on this side when I was pushing this back apart because they were too close together. Things had kind of squished in a little bit. So when I pushed apart, it pushed this side nicely, and it is, when I throw the scale on the side there, it is perfectly true. It's really nice. I checked my, let's see, my side-to-side distance here. That's perfect. That's perfect here. However, when I go and throw the straight edge on this side, it is less than perfect. And I don't know if you can see it here, but that lug is definitely tweaked like so. It's out by like a millimeter, and I only have 1 millimeter left to take out of there. I'm not so worried about it for like mounting the bucket on there. The bucket's not going to care about it being just slightly out this way or that way here. But for boring that up to true it out, I don't want that bushing rocking in there. So, what to do? I'm kind of thinking like maybe I'll come in here and cut this side open just like this side was cracked. Open that up a little bit there, loosen it off, and throw the jack in between here and give her a push. but I don't know. I kind of think like maybe that's not going to be enough. If I just put I want it to bend right here. I don't want to push it out all the way back to there, because when you throw the straight edge on, it looks like it's just kind of like right there where it's bent, but I don't know. Maybe I put some cross bracing back to this end here, just weld something on, and maybe that would give the jack enough rigidity to support, or sorry, give this side enough rigidity so that when I put the jack in here, it doesn't just push things both ways equally, because I only want this side to move. I don't know. I'm going to have to give that some thought here tonight. I'll sleep on it. That's it. I'm going home. Well, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Okay, I think I got her. I just finished cross bracing this thing a little bit, throwing the bottle jack in there, obviously, and hitting it with a pile of heat. And that does move it really nicely. So I think the plan is going to be to let this cool down overnight here. Let's see what this looks like now, actually. Oh, yeah. Man, look at that. You can see that gap through there, right? I got a pretty good gap. Maybe I was going to let it sit overnight with the jack in place as it cools slowly, but let's back that off here. There we go. Let that back down. Okay, where are we at now? Ooh, that's got just a little bit of gap there. I think I'm going to call that good. Just slightly concave. That's going to be pretty darn close to straight now. Yeah. Okay, maybe I'm actually going to go grab the 1, 2, 3 blocks and set this up sort of like I had before to check it. But I think we're good. All right, that sounds great. So maybe tomorrow, after this cools down, I can get this in the back on the milling machine and line bore this thing. Oh, wait, I got a pile of bookkeeping I got to do tomorrow. Darn day job. Hard to get anything done when you only get a couple hours at a time in on this. Oh well, enough babbling. Let's leave this alone and head for home. Who am I kidding? I'm not going home quite yet. So I hauled out my 1, 2, 3 blocks here, set them up on there like that, and checked it out, and it turns out I was actually a little bit too far. So I had to throw the rod back in here, threaded rod, and suck it back together, which I wasn't expecting. So this one is out like maybe, I don't know, 20 thou, something like that. This one at top, which was the one that was the problem, is actually looking pretty darn good. So I'm going to let this cool down with a little bit of tension on it. And we'll take a look in the morning and see where we are at. Anyway, it doesn't take much of a pull to straighten those out, so I'm sure there's going to be a little bit of flex in there. And of course, the pins got enough clearance between that and the bushing that it's not going to be an issue. So I just want to make sure things are straight when I line bore it. So I think I'll put it in place here like this, and then weld on an extra bar on the end there to maintain that distance. I think maybe that's how I'll do it. That'll certainly make things a little more rigid too for boring. So anyway, I'm babbling on again. So let's call this a night now and head for home. Okay, got things set back up in here, and I've actually gone and taken a cut through here. Surface finish isn't perfect. Got a tiny bit of chatter in there, a little rough, but that's going to clean up with a flap wheel real nice. I just took my measurement. My 95 mils is 3.740, and I'm sitting at about 3.734. So I got 6 thou more to take out of there. That'll give me 3 thou of interference, which is roughly 1 thou per inch. And yeah, so I just gotta get the bar set back up in here and dial her in for another 3 thou. Let's get her going. Okay, just finished running her through again, and I'm down to within 2 thousandths, and it's a little rough in there, so by the time I throw the flap wheel in there and polish that out, I am very happy. So put the bar back in, and now we hit this side. All right, last pass. I got 8 thou on the diameter to go, so I just got to dial this in another 4 thou. This seems insanely awkward doing this one-handed. Hang on, let me put you down a sec. Okay, so when I built my boring bar here, I threaded the bottom so that I've got a little set screw in there. And I got this dialed in, showing the 4 thou that I need to get out of it. So, see if I can get on that screw there. Dial that till she reads 0. Back this off a little bit more here. Another couple thou to go. Alright, start tightening her down. Oh, and it's jumping a little bit. Rotate this thing back a bit here. Okay, so oh yeah, seeing it. There's lots of little grooves in there from the set screw biting into. Oops, there she goes, biting into this thing. So as soon as you start tightening down the set screw, it wants to pull it back into one of the positions it was in previously. Come on, baby, just a little bit more. All right. Okay, I got 1 thou extra on that. I can live with it. 1 thou larger. Okay, that's got her locked in, and then I will take this thing out. All right, and we are happy. And then I'll just nip that down and start cutting. All right, here we go. Had a little bit of chatter in there, but not too bad. That'll buff right out. Okay, got her all done last night. Ran out of room on the video card, but everything's punched out to size. Looking real good. Ready to take the line boring machine bearings off of here. And what do I got to do? I need to take a look at my bushings here. They need to be drilled, so there's no hole for grease to get through. So I got to punch a hole through for that, and maybe a groove around the outside for it to find its way into the hole and into the middle of the bushing. So that will be next, and then I can finally push these things into place. All right, let's get moving here. Daylight's burning. Okay, working away. Just installing these bushings now. I had to take a minute to punch out a hole here. This is going to be a hole to allow me to feed a cable down through to my twist wrist when I have it on for the grade control system. So, other than that, yeah, Got my trusty piece of all thread back in there and cranking it in and giving her a tap with a hammer. Once I got some tension on there, seems to be going in pretty easy. So looking just about right to me. Back to work. Okay, man, I am sweating, but I've got those things installed. So next I got to put the dust seals in. What did I do with the dust seal? Oh yeah, I think I put it over here. It's just noting the part numbers here. Here's my dust seal. There's number 2. So yeah, just tap these things in. Then, ready for assembly? Well, I got to check clearances for, now that I've rebuilt this, for those shims, see what I need to have for those. So I might have to make some shims here. And then I'm ready to install. Man, it's getting close. Can't wait to get this thing back in service. All right, just got the one pin in there. Slid in there like butter, once I got it all lined up, of course. And just on the final strokes, getting the last pin in here. And then we are up and running. Just gotta line that up a little bit more, and we're good to go. Okay, so I got a little problem. Got everything back together here. Went to grease it. This side won't take grease. I'm wondering if my bushing inside there kind of rotated a little bit, enough that that port is the hole I drilled through there isn't lining up. So I've got to pull this apart. I think I can just drive that pin back far enough and check out what's going on in there. Pop that sucker out. All right, just when you think you're done. All right, that's got her all back together again. Awesome. And my bucket even fits. This thing was looking pretty worn out. Not so bad now that I got her clamped on here. I was thinking I was gonna have to re-weld that thing up in line board, but these things are about, oh yeah, there it is there. See, you can see the gap there, right? That's getting pretty worn out. I'm gonna have to build that up, but I think it's good enough for today that I can send the machine out. What am I stepping on here? A bunch of mud. Sticky clay, feels like dog crap on my shoes. Anyway, it's tight enough that I can send it out for the little bit of work that I got for the next week or so. I'll just tell them to keep an eye on it. And next time I have this thing back at the shop here, I'll weld that up and line bore it. Very good, very good. Nice to see this thing all back together again and ready to go back to work. And for today's bonus content, I got to replace some weather stripping here. So this piece here is like molded. It's got this funky little bit here for where the slide down door matches with the this glass here. It sits in the lower bit, and it gets even crazier up at the top where it's specially molded for going up and around the hatch up there. So this was worn out because a while back we had, I think, busted out the window, and then everybody started walking on this, just stepping out through the door here over the levers, which was super handy and super convenient and quick in and out when you got to jump out front and look at something. But it made this thing disintegrate, of course. So instead of replacing the whole thing, which is like, I don't know, it's like $500, $1,000, something like absolutely retarded, I just picked up some weather stripping on Amazon, and I'm just replacing it from here on down. And if need be, I will caulk or glue this section right there. Can you all see that? There we go, that's a little better. Glue that section, because this is the only section down here that's actually destroyed. The rest of it's in good shape. So that's my plan, and here I am working it in. This stuff is probably like it comes in different sizes. This is like a 5/8 bulb, they call it, and then the other dimension is how big a gap they got in there to fit over the lip. And I didn't realize this was a double layer of steel here, so I think I got 16th. But anyway, it's going on. I will bring you back in once I got her all done. All right, I got it in. It looks great, but it doesn't work as well as I'd wanted. It's going to seal up real nice, but here's the new stuff. You can kind of see the size of the bulb section there, as opposed to this one, which is like half the size. This is a stock one. So what that's doing is holding the glass too far inwards. It needs to go out more, and I can't get it to seat down into the little notches. There's a couple little rubber, I don't know, brackets, notch things down there that it's supposed to lock into to locate the bottom and keep it from swinging. I got the bolt in that side holding it up on that side. This side the bolt's missing because it was on the old piece of glass, and I gotta drill out some broken bolts that are seized in there. So I just threw a little piece of old rubber stripping on the bottom there just to keep it up and off the metal so it doesn't vibrate against it and break. Anyway, it's Sunday, it's starting to get dark, and I think I just felt a few raindrops starting to come down. So this thing is back to work in the morning. I'm gonna call it a night. Thanks for stopping in on the project.